allow me to share with you this one thing, that the majority of your success in your MBA admission interviews lies in three things. You know, I've not seen a student get rejected because he was not able to answer a general knowledge question. No. The reason why most students don't get selected is because of lack of clarity about some things in which you'd normally expect you or a student to be very clear about. These are the three broad things. These are the three things which will make or break your interview. And in this video, I'll be explaining you about those three things. Also, I'll be sharing with you about the workshop which I will be organizing very soon, which I have organized soon. So for that, you can go ahead and register for it, because in that, I'll be sharing with you that how you can improve your chances of getting through a B school by improving your profile, by improving your extracurricular activities, by improving things to talk about, so that you have things to talk about in your MBA admission interviews. I'll share with you during this video. Hi, I'm Darpan Saxena, an MBA graduate from IIM Udaipur, and let's get on with the video. The stage where you are at right now, where you probably have just your IFT exam coming up, after which you have ZAT and probably the last attempt of SNAP. You just have these three major exams. This is that time where you need to start gradually getting into the preparation of your MBA interviews. This is not early, this is in fact late. Because when you will see that what are the three things which I will be sharing with you, you would realize that probably you are very late in understanding those three things. Now, first of all, I would be speaking about all of those three things in my upcoming workshop, the first of which I will be conducting on this Monday at 10 p.m. The link to register for it is down there in the description. Go ahead and register for this. This would help you build certain high impact points on which you can speak about in your interviews, which will make you really unique from everyone else out there who's there for the interview. So this workshop, the first of which is happening in the next 3 days, do go ahead and find the link and register for it. Now, I want to share with you that what are the three things which are important for you, which I'll also be sharing in the workshop when you are there. Now, you might think that okay, preparing for MBA interviews is about preparing for the current affairs or the static GK and all of those things. It's not so much about that, but it's more about who you are and what you want to do. If you were to ask me, these are the three things, the three constituents of your interview prep which you need to clearly know about. First one is the narrative and the attitude. This one thing is probably the single most important reason, or the single biggest reason, because of which when I was an aspirant in 2015 and 16, I could not clear a lot of my interviews because I lacked an attitude. And I found out this when somebody very close to me, he said to me that, everything is fine about you. The only problem with you is that you do not have a attitude. You do not come across as somebody. You are too plain. You are too vanilla. And it's not that my life was very plain and simple. It's just that I didn't know how to build a narrative which helped me project an attitude. That is important. Now, usually, attitude has a very bad connotation to it, that okay, he's showing attitude mar raha, but no, attitude is not about that. Attitude is about who you are. As you can see on the slide, who you are, what you think you are, how you think about it, and what do you want to do. When you are congruent with who you are, when you are very self-aware about who you are, then all of your answers, all of the things which you'll be speaking about will reflect that. In my workshop, I will be speaking about all of these three things in detail. I would also be sharing with you that how I helped a student crack IIM Ahmedabad interview just by highlighting the fact that she had something very important which was happening in her entire life, which she was not highlighting in any of her answers. And that one thing led to one of the interviewers at IML say to her that, hey, I wish I had a daughter like you. That was the impact when you project an attitude, and for that you need to build a narrative. I'll help you about this in this workshop. The second thing is very important. You might think that it's only one thing, that it's only the answer to one question, but it's not just one question. It's a real research which you need to do. And that second thing is why MBA. Now, you think why MBA is just one question, but no, it's not. Because why MBA comes from this narrative which you build about yourself. When you build about, when you understand that who you are and what do you think about and what do you want to do, what your reality is, then you are able to understand that, okay, in my entire story, where exactly is MBA fitting in? Then you are very honestly be able to find the truest answer to it. It would show when you would speak the right answer. Okay, a lot of students, they say that, okay, I'm doing MBA for the salaries, and that is the absolute truth for a lot of you. Absolutely, it's the this thing. I'm not saying it's the wrong thing to say, but even in that hey, I want a higher salary, you need to give it your spin or your angle, that why, what is happening in your life, what is the need in your life because of which you need a higher salary, what is it? And let me tell you, when I'll go in that workshop, you will hear some very unique answers to it, which are real answers, which aspirants from IMA, IML, I shared with you one such examples. You will see that, okay, how even that brutal, honest truth can be made even more truthful by adding your life story to it. So that is what is important. This is the second thing you need to work on. Why MBA? And the third thing is your profile. Now, this is often confused, and hence I must speak about this. Profile is always usually assumed that, hey, my profile though is already created. My profile is class 10th score, class 12th score, this score and that score, but that is my this thing. The fact is, only that is not your profile. You need to understand the word profile in a very broader sense, because your profile basically reflects your entire body of work. If I would share this slide, which I would be sharing with you in my workshop, you would see that profile is not only about the things which you can't change, which have already happened. There are certain things which are in your control, which is a job, which is an internship, extracurricular activities, even something as small as an online course adds to your profile. I am not speaking about profile in the absolute sense that the profile on which you will be evaluated, your class 10, class 12 score. No, this is for the sake of the PI, the personal interviews, because there you are being evaluated on your overall profile, your overall things of work. And something very interesting, side hustles. Probably side hustles is something which can save you, even if you're somebody who has no hobbies, no extracurricular activities, no job, no internship. Probably side hustles are something which can save you. And I'll be speaking about that, how I'll be explaining that how my community of MBA students, which is called Creatum, how I'm helping MBA students build side hustles, become solopreneurs, so that adds on to your profile. Not only that, you start to earn money, and maybe you might not even require placements when you're stepping out from your MBA. That is the journey I help MBA students with, and I'll be speaking about all of these things in the workshop. So register for it right now, because that workshop will change your mindset about your MBA interviews. Not just about that, but also about the MBA placements, about your MBA journey. And if you start it early, then you will realize that yes, there is a lot of impact which you can create. I'll also be sharing that if you're somebody who's interested to join me in my community of Creatum, how do you join Creatum, all of that is in the workshop. So if you're somebody who's eager to start preparing for your MBA placement, sorry, for your MBA admission interviews, and I know a lot of you may have this impression that, hey, but we're not scoring well, we don't know. Does not matter. Does not matter. Truly does not matter, because you can't wait till your ZAT till happens. ZAT is happening on 10th of January. You can't wait for 10th of January, for God's sakes, for you to start preparing for it. It'll be too late. By the time you are in 10th of January, CAT results will be out shortly after that. All of those things will happen. You would know, you will have your interview dates, you will panic. This is the time. Register for the workshop right now. The link is in the description, and I'll see you in the first workshop to help you build these three things, these three important things. I'll see you there. Thanks a lot, and goodbye.